Well, Arsenal beat Slavia Prague in the Champions League last night to extend their winning run to 10 matches in all competitions. It was also an 8th successive clean sheet for Mikel Arteta's side, matching a club record set back in 1903 over 2 different seasons. Jimmy, is it going to be difficult for Arsenal to maintain this form over all of the competitions this season?
No, I think they have got the squad, they've got strength in depth, they've got 2 really good players in all positions. They can rest players. And I think at the moment they're so solid. You know, they are hard to beat. And that's how you win championship, when you are hard to beat. That's how you win cups, when you don't get goals against. They have got people that can score goals. At the moment they look like the real deal. It's keeping that momentum, keeping that winning mentality, keeping that belief, and keep on winning whatever competition you're playing in. Every match is important. At the moment, when you're looking from outside in, that's what they are showing. You know, that's the energy that they are showing outside. So they are at a good moment at the moment.
You mentioned strength in depth. Obviously, Victor Gyökeres is out at the moment. He might be back after the international break, but Mikel Merino scored twice last night. It really showing his versatility, I guess.
Yeah, and that's important when you're working with a squad. You're gonna have players that are going to be injured, but then when Merino can come in and play as a striker, who is actually really a midfielder and do that so well, you know, it's priceless. It is priceless having that kind of player in your squad. The good thing about him is he's very calm in front of the goal, and he knows where the back of the net is, and that helps when you're playing as a striker.
Well, speaking of injuries, okay, like we talk about how good they are defensively, and if we look at like how solid they have been, Gabriel and Saliba celebrated that clean sheet at full time. I love the way they celebrate those wins as well in terms of clean sheets. But just how key is it that those 2 remain fit?
Very. They are the best 2 defenders that Arsenal have. They like playing with each other. They look very, very, very good together. They complement each other. As a duo, you might say that they are the best in the league as a defensive duo.
Do you say that?
If you look what is around in the league, you would say yes. Yeah, they score goals, set pieces, the centre halves. It's very important. It's very important having your centre halves and having clean sheets. And sometimes we forget. We look at goal scorers, and I was one, you know. But it is important for a team to be able to keep clean sheets. If you keep clean sheets, you in a way only need to score 1 goal. And they at the moment show that they can keep clean sheets. And they are celebrating that like they have scored a goal. And rightly so. Well done to them. They look solid at the moment. They look very good.
They created another piece of history as Max Daumann, at the age of 15 years and 308 days old, became the youngest player to feature in the Champions League.
Yeah.
So young, but having such a big impact. How impressed are you by his ability? And he looks so young as well, doesn't he?
That is the nice thing about it. You know, that is the nice thing about it. When he comes onto that pitch, he looks like a baby, but he doesn't play like a baby. He takes the ball. He plays really mature. He's not scared. He's only 15, but he plays without fear, you know. And that's.
Do you think that's partly because of his age?
Yeah, because he doesn't know what can go wrong. He hasn't experienced that yet. What makes that right? What I like is he's not afraid to be tackled, you know. And that's a good thing to have as a wide player or a number 10. And he's got a bright future ahead. He's really, really, really good.
Oh, I bet his family don't like watching him getting tackled. His little baby on there. No, he's great though, isn't
well,
he?
That's going to happen, isn't it?
Now,
unfortunately.
Look, 2 of Max Daumann's Arsenal teammates are in the top 10 of estimated transfer values for teenagers. This is according to the Centre International d'Etudes du Sport. Now, Daumann isn't on the list yet because he's not on a professional contract just yet because of his.
Arsenal had played before that. We had a double header of North London clubs yesterday. 3-0 in the end that they won in their game, and there were this brace that was scored by a stand-in striker with Mikel Marino, with obviously the injury for Gyökeres. Arsenal, it was almost like they were just sort of going through the motions, Owen.
Yeah, I mean, they're just so good defensively, but obviously Mikel Marino, I mean, he must be getting close to being a centre forward with the amount of goals that he's scored. He's absolutely unbelievable, and obviously I think the size of this Arsenal team is such a thing. Even Mikel, he's big physical presence. You got, you think about Gabriel in there, you got Declan, they have this physical presence. Max Daumann obviously coming on. I mean, what a story, 15 years old. I hadn't even moved to Munich to get into the academy. I was 16 years old. This kid comes on, and the remarkable thing about him is he plays with such composure. It's remarkable. He looks like he belongs, and really, really happened for him. He's a special, special player.
Max Daumann, youngest player at 15 years of age to play in the Champions League, a record that is just, an incredible record for a teenager, and a young teenager at that. We'll talk more about...
That's what we said. They didn't win the title last year. They didn't win the Champions League last year because they didn't have a centre-forward. Marino was mainly that centre-forward.
Stewie, I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying that I felt it coming.
Oh, no.
Jurgen,
there was always going to be a but somewhere, wasn't there?
Yeah.
In your prime, Jurgen, do you think you could score against this Arsenal team?
Oh, come on.
Oh, no. I mean, obviously, for a former Tottenham player, there was nothing nicer than scoring against Arsenal. For sure. But no, it's impressive. I mean, also, they are on the run as well. Not as much as Bayern Munich at the moment, but, they are now 8 consecutive games without conceding a goal. They're looking strong. They're going very strong in the Premier League. So you can only give them compliments at the moment. It seems to fit everything.
Can you give them compliments, Stevie? Not backhanded ones like Stuart Robson, proper compliments.
Yeah, I'm kind of going to go down the Robbo route here.
Oh, no.
Well,
I don't know why I even tried.
Well, it's just when he said that it's complacency is going to be their biggest problem, or their only problem. Because I agree with Robbo 100%. And it would be a crime if Arteta and his coaching staff let that happen. Because that is the only thing, really, that can trip them up. They've got themselves in an incredible position in the Premier League. And so, yeah, complacency is their biggest enemy right now.
The worrying thing, and I know perhaps this is the wrong way to look at the world, is that everything is so great right now at Arsenal. And the seasons usually are not like this, where everything stays beautiful and wonderful and everything is awesome. Seasons tend to take a turn for the worse every so often. That's just the nature of playing.
Don't feed into their negativity.
No, I'm just saying everything feels great. There are no questions about Arsenal. There is no real palpable or tangible criticism. It is not like you can point at this, they're not doing this well, or they're not doing that well, or this player is this, or that player is that. No, everything looks great. The issue is that we're in November. And sustaining this all the way through, that will be a question. And that's when, perhaps, the complacency that Stevie and Stewie are talking about may become a factor. I don't see it happening. I think this team is solid throughout, and it really depends on the personality, the mentality, and the character of the group and the manager to be able to push this thing forward.
Yeah, I don't see it either. Listen, Liverpool were in this position this time last year, and they did blow a gasket because they did not have the squad that Arsenal have this year. And so that's why I don't think it'll happen to Arsenal.
Nil, it would finish for them. Jurgen, if you don't mind, I'd like to ask you about that goal from Mickey van de Ven.
Oh, fantastic. What a run, but what an unexpected run.
It helps.
Absolutely, but even so, just the whole attitude today, that's just got to be the perfect pick-me-up after what we saw at the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't have written it for Thomas Frank and the players after what happened at home to Chelsea. Everybody booing them coming off the field. I mean, I can't imagine how awful they felt. Well, as bad as they felt after Chelsea, as you said, they will come off feeling the complete opposite. And hopefully they'll have put that behind them and they'll march on to the next one.
Best way to bounce back for you, Jurgen, because it was a difficult weekend for Spurs. We've got to be honest.
Yeah, obviously, I mean, you want a positive result after what happened on the weekend. And to build consistency, I think this is Tottenham's biggest kind of concern right now is to get the right balance, in the Premier League, in their performances, not only the results, but also in their performances, and then, add something special to it then in the Champions League campaign. And this is not easy. This is a difficult task for the manager and for the players. But obviously the expectations over the last years at Tottenham, they got bigger. They want to see trophies. They want to see something special. And when you have bad performances, and especially with Chelsea, then a major rival, then you have now the fans. They express their feelings and boo them. And the best way to respond to that is obviously by winning the next game. And thanks God, Copenhagen helped a little bit with it as well tonight.
Jurgen and Ricardo Pepi score here. Who should be the number 9 for the US, Jurgen?
Here we go.
Yeah, now you can play with 2 forwards, no problem. You have 2 playing with each other.
That's the easy way out.
No, but it is. Yeah, but the easy way out. This is what you need. If you're obviously a big fan of the U.S. national team, you want your strikers to do well. You want your strikers to score goals, and they are in Europe and they're fighting their way through. And having both of them, scoring tonight, I think is a special day. Absolutely, it makes you happy.
Yeah. And a special edition of Football Americas, no doubt, to follow what we've seen here tonight, Ali. It's true, though, what Jurgen's saying. This is what you want to see if you're Pochettino.
Well, absolutely. And the answer to your question is Floyd Hasselbaink as to who should start at the number 9. And the last time that we saw him with the national team, he was impressive. And I think he created some separation from him and the others. What I would say about Ricardo Pepi, and it's something that we mentioned while we were watching the game, and it's something that I think Jurgen would agree with. There is a quality to Ricardo Pepi that he seems to get chances. He plays 5 minutes, he gets a chance. He plays 10 minutes, he gets a chance. It's reminiscent of a player that Jurgen had at the World Cup in 2014 in Chris Wondolowski. That you put him out there for 10 minutes and somehow the ball finds him in a good position. You need players like that as well at the World Cup, because maybe the chance falls to Ricardo Pepi, and the Pepi Express delivers. USA, baby. USA. Number one.